What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode on my channel. As always, I'm Jay, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a little discussion that I wanted to chat with today, which is the upcoming Constantine animated series. So, just to give you a little insight of what the video is going to be today, I'm going to be discussing the different facets of Constantine as I know it, and as I've been introduced to it over the years, including but not limited to some films, some comics, and of course the short-lived TV series, which actually gave us our modern-day Constantine, Mr. Matt Ryan. But like I said, that's going to be all in the video right now, so let's begin. First appearing in the pages of Swamp Thing, the Hellblazer John Constantine is an occult-studying dark arts master of magic and mysticism who basically kind of goes around to destroy and dispel the evil spirits and demons that may haunt this world, walking on both the evil underworld and this one, kind of playing both sides, as it were, playing tricks on the evil devils that will plague us, but also beating the shit out of them with his magical knowledge. John is kind of a very morally ambiguous character. He's definitely an anti-hero, and he's a penchant. He's got a penchant for smoking, and he is a blonde British man, unlike how he was portrayed in his first on-screen portrayal, which was through the Constantine film starring Keanu Reeves. Not only was he not blonde, but he was also made American. And along with that, there were multiple changes to different things inside of the kind of lore, as far as I can tell. That was the first introduction that I had been exposed to of Constantine in my young age. And I did like the film, and I do feel like the film had some good elements in it. However, it was definitely not faithful to the original source material, even if you only mention the fact that it was Keanu Reeves playing John Constantine. I mean, they had mannerisms, they kind of had a dark, depressing tone, and one of the things that I understand Constantine to be is he's very witty, and even though he might be a little sarcastic and everything like that, he's not very emo or depressed. And that's one of the things that I got out of the film Constantine, is that Keanu was very emo, very overly depressed, and kind of, a son of a bitch, if you will. He didn't give a shit about anything. And I mean, to an extent that's true. John Constantine does not give a shit about anybody. But he's kind of like that lovable asshole in, his element and everything like that. So that was one of the major things that they definitely didn't get right about him in that film. Along with the fact that they decided to cast Shia LaBeouf for some reason. Again, this is before he went crazy and all this other stuff. But moving on. Do it! Then after that, John had his own show. Yes, John Constantine had his own show on NBC, which was called, what else? Constantine. And like I said, this is where the fan favorite casting of Matt Ryan comes into play. This time, he was totally like how he was in the comics to an extent. We were introduced to him kind of in this psychiatric hospital and fighting spirits and whatnot. The filming of the show did last for one full season. However, it was canceled after that first season, despite hopes by the fans to get it renewed or reinvigorated. And I was one of those people who really felt like it was canceled prematurely. In addition to that, though, it was canceled because NBC did not know what to do with the character. And of course, when you're dealing with a character of this magnitude and this depth, you want to have it on a network that can kind of match to that darkness level that you want to be able to portray inside of the show. I mean, if it was on CW, because CW does do some dark stuff here or there, but if it had been on an HBO or even a Showtime or something like that, or even a Fox, I feel like that show would have done a lot better, because it would have had that hard edge to it instead of what they did, which they kind of neutered the character. They didn't take it to the extremes of the occult. They didn't take him to the extremes of, disembodying evil demons or getting, evil demons that would eat people alive and kind of do gruesome acts and whatnot. That's one of the key points to adding depth and kind of awesomeness to the show, would have been adding things like that. I mean, you did have a decent supporting character cast, if you will, but it just didn't hit the mark. It missed it by a mile, if you ask me. And unfortunately, the show was canceled, like I said, but he would return in Arrow, where he would actually come and be a friend and confidant of Oliver Queen, which was very awesome. And actually, that right there in itself was a very good opportunity to kind of reinvigorate interest in a Constantine series. And we kind of got that to a certain extent with what's coming out now, which is the Constantine animated series, which is going to be on the CW Seed app, much akin to the Vixen animated series, also voiced by her live-action counterpart, with appearances by Oliver Queen, aka Stephen Amell, and Barry Allen, aka Grant Gustin, who also reprised their roles from their respective CW shows, The Flash and Green Arrow, or Arrow rather. So from the vibe that I got from seeing the trailer, this one hits the mark. It's TV mature. There's a lot of, foul language that's going on, and the character is actually in his element. And actually, I did fail to mention in between the appearance that he did on Arrow and the animated series, he did have his own role. Again, Matt Ryan voiced him in the animated Justice League Dark film, which I think he did well. Again, the DC animated films are on a steady decline, and this is one of those films that I felt could have been a lot better. But for what it was worth, it was decent enough to have him be Constantine again and bring back the voice and bring him to life. And that's, again, going to be carrying into the animated series, like I said, with the tone being even darker and then being able to do even more with it. It does make me sad again, however, that it's not a live action show, that it's not on primetime, and that it's going to be on an app instead of it being on TV, because this character definitely deserves its own TV show. I did hear, however, that he is going to be on Legends of Tomorrow, but that's kind of a gripe that I have in itself with the show, and that's something that I'm definitely going to have to make mention of in later videos. But overall, guys, I am very excited to see what this show does have to offer as far as the Constantine storylines and the character and what type of mythos it's going to bring to the forefront here. Definitely great tone, and I do agree that this was a good avenue for the character, at least to stay alive to an extent. But again, I still would have preferred it being a live action show, as I'm sure many of you guys who are fans would have. Anyway, guys, that's all the time that I have for today, but comment below. Let me know what you think about Constantine and his foray of film and TV appearances, and what are you guys' thoughts on the Constantine series that will be coming out on the CW Seed? What are your concepts in general about, having kind of a character have birth as a live-action character and then kind of slowly become an animated character? Is that a good move? Is it a bad move? Do you feel like they kind of cheated the character? I feel like they kind of might have cheated him just a tiny bit, But anyway, guys, like I said, leave all the feedback, even if it's negative. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, guys, I'm Jay. Take care. Bye.